Design is the order and sense that we impart on otherwise chaotic existence. Design is the structure that we as humans impose over what is, it's the meaning we give to experience that in and of itself might not have any meaning. Design is structure and purpose where maybe none exists naturally.
What is the function of design? Design has a very important connection to the innovation of products, services, and business models. And the way design can innovate things is by changing their meaning or making things more meaningful. Actually, the definition of design comes from a Latin word which is designare, and designare means designate, so giving meaning to things. It's not about the style, it's not about the technology, it's not about the functionality, it's what is the meaning that people give to this product. And design is about the innovation of this meaning.
Design is business and business is design. The two are absolutely intrinsically linked in my opinion. I think that businesses that don't understand fundamentally that design is not just about the decoration of something, but it's about the solution and it is about the way to design forward, and it is strategic. I don't think that those are the businesses that's going to survive. I think businesses that fundamentally put design in the middle of their strategy and use design as a way to move forward are the businesses that, certainly the businesses that we work with and the businesses that I would encourage other people to work with.
Well, design is absolutely central to this because, of course, while you can do things incrementally, actually really eliminating waste from your production process often means completely re-engineering the way that you do things, and that requires more than just a few tweaks here and there. Often that means completely rethinking the entire production process in a way which is more efficient and more effective and more suitable for a world in which resources are costly. So I think it does speak to the design imperative. You can be incremental, but if you're really serious about making a big change to the business, well, you have to think more deeply than that.
In my broad definition of design, it would be everything from how governments are structured and run to how products are built and offered, how religions are founded and experienced. The easy ones, of course, the ones that come to mind are Apple and Harley-Davidson, places where you have a tangible product that has been designed not just to meet customer expectations, but in fact to anticipate them. There are a lot of examples in the hospitality industry. Four Seasons and Ritz-Carlton do that somewhat similar. I think Virgin, JetBlue in America are examples of it. But ultimately, design is about giving people what they need, whether or not they know they need it, and doing so in a way that makes them feel like they asked for it.
I work a lot in open innovation, which basically means opening up the boundaries of your business to ideas from all sorts of different directions. And designers can obviously be some of those people. But what I think actually designers could do if they want to make use of the opportunities over the next 10 years is to think of themselves less as service providers or producers actually of stuff, artwork, ultimately, and think much more about how they can use design as an ethos. Design thinking, as it's known, is part of that. But the whole idea of emergence, co-creativity, it's inherently design-led. But it will need designers to move from the "I'm the genius, I know best, I can tell a consumer what he wants before he wants it" type mentality, and move to a "I've got some skills, some talents, some vision, some exciting ideas," and working with real people, all different parts of the organization, we can co-create something of true lasting value and beauty.
It really depends on the type of innovation you're aiming at. If you're doing incremental innovation, then the typical process of getting close to users, understanding how users give meaning to things is very useful. But if you're targeting a more radical type of innovation, if you radically want to change the meaning of things like the Nintendo Wii is a radical change in meaning, then you actually have to step back from users, because otherwise users pull you into the current meaning of things. And you want to envision new meaning by working with interpreters, other people outside your company typically, that can help you to see the experience and how people give meaning to things from a different perspective.
I think most companies, if you interviewed them after they'd been through a design intervention, would say that it brought a lot of intangible things that are harder to measure. And for many, it's helped change their culture, and it's made it a more open culture, it's made it more adventurous, and it's made them understand how to assess risk differently in ways that the risks they choose to take, they have more chance of being commercially successful with those risks.
Design is absolutely core to what we do. It is not a value-add piece. In fact, Eve Bihar and Foods Project are equity partners within the business, and so design is actually built into the corporate structure of Pact. It's into our DNA. We cannot exist without considering design throughout all of our problem solving.
A gentleman has asked me recently what is the most innovative business you've seen in years, and I always talk about the Aravind Eye Hospital in Madurai in India. And why is because it's just, on paper it sounds insane. So if somebody said to you in a brainstorm, I want to build the McDonald's of eye care, we'd all laugh at them, and he did it. And he built a franchise model around low-cost cataract surgery for people in a country where cataracts are an absolute huge issue. And the theory is that everybody who can pay pays for two that cannot. And he's done that by breaking every single piece of the chain down into its constituent parts and designing optimally the right idea. So whether it's the product, whether it's the service, whether it's the nursing, whether it's the facility, whether it's the testing, every single piece has been designed to be the most efficient and the most empathic that it can be. And by the way, he's making a load of money, and by the way, he's helping a bunch of people. I personally think we're at a really interesting moment in time. I think we are at a time, there's a great phrase that I use a lot. It's an Inuit proverb which says the storm is the time to fish. And I think, the economic storm is still swirling over all of our heads. And I find that quite exhilarating. I think it's a really good time to look at what you're doing, to look at how you're doing it, to sort of do stuff. I mean, if you take the metaphor to its logical conclusion, the fish are under the surface and there's a lot of really great ideas there to fish for. So to me, what I think we need in a time like this is action. So, there's a lot of discussion about design thinking. I think design thinking is fantastic, but I think we need to overlap design thinking with design doing. And this is about making stuff happen.